Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between hills, there lived a beggar named Ravi. He wasn't rich, nor did he have anything to call his own. His clothes were tattered, his shoes worn thin, and he lived on the kindness of others. Every morning, he would sit by the village square, holding out a cup, waiting for someone to drop a coin or two. But Ravi wasn't like other beggars. While his situation was humble, he always wore a gentle smile and had a kind word for everyone who passed by. There was a certain calm about him, a quiet wisdom that many of the villagers admired but never truly understood. One day, as Ravi sat by the square, a wealthy merchant walked by, his clothes fine and his demeanor proud. He noticed the beggar sitting quietly with his cup. But what caught his attention was not the man's appearance or his poverty. It was his eyes. There was something in the beggar's eyes that spoke of peace, something the merchant had not known in years. Curious, the merchant approached the beggar. "Why do you sit here every day asking for handouts?" he asked. "With all your wisdom, surely you could have something more than this." Ravi smiled and replied, "I don't ask for handouts. I ask for kindness, and in return, I give what I have: wisdom." The merchant scoffed, but his curiosity was piqued. What wisdom could you, a beggar, possibly have to offer? Ravi's eyes twinkled and he answered, "There is a secret to true wealth, one that has nothing to do with gold or silver. I will share it with you, but only if you're willing to listen with an open heart." Intrigued, the merchant sat down next to the beggar, dismissing the pride that told him to walk away. Ravi began to speak. "True wealth," Ravi said softly, "is not measured by what you own, but by what you give. It is in the way you treat others, the way you bring joy to those around you, and the way you live with humility and gratitude. If you look for wealth only in material things, you will never be truly rich. But if you seek wealth in your heart, in your kindness, and in your wisdom, then you will be a millionaire in ways that can't be counted in coins." The merchant listened intently, and as Ravi spoke, he felt something shift inside him. For the first time in years, he felt a sense of peace. He had spent his life chasing gold, thinking it would bring him happiness, but it had only left him empty. As the days passed, the merchant took Ravi's words to heart. He changed the way he did business, treating his workers with respect and kindness, helping those in need, and focusing less on accumulating wealth and more on giving. Slowly, his business began to flourish, not because of his pursuit of money, but because he had become a man of integrity and generosity. Years passed, and the merchant became one of the wealthiest men in the village. But it wasn't just his wealth that grew. His heart had expanded as well. He built schools, helped the poor, and shared his fortune with those who were less fortunate. And every year, on the anniversary of the day he had met Ravi, he would go to the village square and give to the beggars, remembering the lesson that had changed his life. One day, many years later, the merchant returned to the village square, but Ravi was no longer there. He asked around and learned that the beggar had passed away quietly, a humble and content man, having lived a life of true wealth. The merchant stood in the square, looking at the empty spot where Ravi had once sat. He whispered a quiet thank you to the wind, for Ravi's wisdom had made him richer than gold ever could. Moral of the story: wealth is not just about material possessions. The true wealth of life is found in the richness of kindness, humility, and generosity. It's the wealth of the heart that truly lasts.